sometimes you have to be an example of how glorious God is, so your light has to be so bright that it affects other people. Alright, hey y'all, it's your girl Everything Mia Sims back again with another video. Yeah, this video is a little bit different, you know, not in my regular filming space, or it's not really like gonna be an in-depth vlog, for the simple fact that we have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm gonna touch on that not right now. If you're this far into the video, don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, join the go, gang, we lit over here in some period. Sis, if you ain't got no goals, set something, achieve something, the time is now. If you need a message or a memo, it's me. Let's get it done. 2022, we're coming after everything that God has ordained for us, and don't you ever forget it. So yeah, y'all, I'm just wondering what I'm gonna do like when 2023 comes, and I have to say 2023.
Remember you said 2021.
No, I've been saying 2022.
You just saying you started off saying 2021, and then it moved to 2022.
No, I was saying in 2021 I was saying something different. I can't remember, but it was almost the same.
I was gonna look it up.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see.
Cause I've been watching your old videos because I've been bragging about you and showing my students.
I'm gonna see. But yeah, y'all, not in a regular filming space that we're normally in because we're moving. So let me make sure y'all, you know, cause got everything on my phone. But we're moving into a bigger space. So we thought we were going to move to Monroe. End up not necessarily moving to Monroe, and those are my kids in the background with their toys everywhere. So not moving to Monroe, we're still moving to Canton, but the place is way bigger. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. It's very befitting for our family because, you know, as you guys know, our family is growing, getting bigger, and you know, so is our money is getting bigger too. But we're gonna touch on that later in the video. So first things first, because this is like a life update, just kind of giving y'all the deets about what's going on. I am 15 weeks pregnant now, so yeah, it's just a lot going on. I started off my 15 weeks like super crazy. I was 15 weeks on Sunday. I woke up Sunday morning throwing up like terribly. Josh will tell you, and Cairo will tell you too, because Cairo wanted to be in the bathroom telling me stop being nanny mommy, and nanny means nasty. And it's just like, you don't have to be here, you can get out. So yes, I've actually been very sick this week, and it's just like, where did that come from? Because for 2 weeks I was good, we were in the clear, like we were like this. And I think it's because now I'm starting to have cravings. In my first trimester, I don't really have a lot of cravings. I have things that I prefer, but I don't have a lot of cravings. In my second trimester is normally like when the cravings start kicking in and like literally kicking my butt if I don't get what it is that I want. So I have been craving KFC for like super long. I didn't say anything about it to anybody because I was like, I don't really know. I don't really know if I want KFC like that. Like, I don't know. I seen it, wanted it, and just was sick after. Outside of that, some of the things that I'm experiencing now at 15 weeks are, you know, of course, like the cravings, starting to get uncomfortable at night. I am using the bathroom like a lot more often. Like I use it a lot during the day and maybe like twice at night, but that's not anything too crazy. Like third trimester is crazy. And smell sensitivity, like if I'm around anybody and it just doesn't smell right and it just ain't right, I'm gonna throw up, like literally. Like sometimes I literally walk past people or like just walk past things in the store, anywhere, and literally gag, and it's so embarrassing. Like it really is. Y'all should tell you, like the whole summer, like one of the kids we were outside in the summer and one of the kids at church farted, like, excuse me, pass gas, whatever, and I literally so loud was like, "Whoa," and I was like, and I just couldn't hold it in, like, oh my gosh, what the heck, and I kept gagging like I was gonna vomit. It was horrible and it was embarrassing. Like, no, I didn't just do that in front of all these people. Like, these kids, it really be your own kids though. Like, pregnancy, wild. Okay, so since I did mention over the summer, and you guys probably have seen a little bit of my over the summer footage just recently, but we are at a new church now. Yes, Josh secured the bag. secures the bag. But so we are at a new church. The church that we're at now, the apostle at the church, Josh, grew up getting piano lessons from him, if I'm correct. Getting piano lessons from him, so he learned how to play the piano from him. And it was crazy because Josh ran into him once in 2019?
Yeah.
After we had Kinley. 2019, after we had Kinley. And he, I remember Josh telling me, like, yeah, I ran into my old piano teacher and he wanted me to play for his wife's live recording or CD recording, whatever. And I was like, okay, you know, like, okay, whatever you decide to do, I don't know. Like, just wing it in here. So he's trying to get him on board for that. And then he went to the grocery store. He was supposed to go to Walmart first. He didn't even end up going to Walmart first. And this was when we were eating this ice cream, which we need to start back eating. But it is this Haagen-Dazs truffle, raspberry, white chocolate ice cream. I don't know. It's something. It's like a long name. And it's really good. So he ended up going to Kroger first to get the ice cream. He was just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go to Kroger. That's where I want to go. You know, I feel led to go. I'm gonna just go to Kroger. And I called him. You know, I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, you went to Kroger first? He was like, yeah. They had the ice cream, whatever. So I'm like, okay, we're good. So then he calls me back and tells me about how he ran into his piano teacher again. And he's offering him a job. He has 2 churches. And he's offering him a job to MD and be over both churches or whatever. And at the time, we only were making $300 a week, y'all. Like, every Sunday. Super tragic. And it was just like a lot because we already were at the church that we were at. And it was like, ooh, you know, our family's there. And, you know, we really felt tied to that church just because of our family being there. And, you know, the strength of the relationship that we have with the people at the church. So, Josh was like, okay, you know, thank you for the position. I'm going to pray about it because I don't want to move outside of God's will, and then we'll see what happens. So he called him back the next day and was like, okay, well, you know, the position is $400 a Sunday, and, you know, X, Y, Z, these are the rehearsal dates, and, you know, so on and so forth. So Josh was like, okay. And I forgot what happened in the midst of all of that when he accepted the job. I don't know if it was Josh prayed about it and then he called him back and was like, okay, you know.
So originally it was what ended up happening was he had offered me $325 or $350 for the position. And so I was like, I mean, it's more than what we making now, so it's like, I mean, more can't hurt, but I don't want to move before God, so I'm gonna pray about it. And if it's God, you know, something happen now, you know. Of course, I didn't tell him all of that, but, you know, I said it to myself. I told him, like, you know, I get back with you and I'll let you know. And so I prayed on it, and literally the next day he had texted me, like, oh, my bad, I know I told you that position pays $325. I made a mistake. It really pays $400 a Sunday. So I was like, oh, dang. All right, God, I hear you. And I was like, okay, God, well, if this is really what you want me to do, then send me another sign. And I went to church that Sunday at the other church, and it was just really, really bad. Like, everybody there was being extremely toxic, and it was just like, okay, it's time for me to bounce.
So on top of that, I also didn't tell him. I did tell him. I was like, I have been having dreams about these people, and I never met them. I don't know who they are. We were there. They have 12 kids. Like, who's these people with these 12 kids? I don't know nobody with 12 kids. That's too many kids. Like, I don't know nothing about that. Come to find out, we get there, they have 12 kids, and it just was super crazy because I've never met them before. I don't know anything about them. It was just super crazy. So we ended up coming to the church. Now at this point, you know, we've already like fully switched over churches, and this is where we are. I think the second Sunday we were there, he prophesied and told us that in the next coming months our income was going to double, and by the end of the year our income was going to triple. We like, okay, you know, this is something we wanted to hear, but how is it gonna happen? You know, we're so confused.
All we're making is $400.
All we're making is $400 a summer, or not summer, but Sunday. So then he comes, he talks about how he wants to do a revival the whole summer. So the revival was literally every day, I think for like 40 something days, every day.
And we were driving all the way from Canton to Toledo.
Driving from Canton to Toledo. Driving from Canton to Toledo every day. And being outside from maybe 2 o'clock to 9, 10, 11. Like, the revival was really, like, it was going ham. I don't know if I have some clips or something, but I'm gonna see if I can find some clips, insert them. Yeah, everybody was getting what they needed, okay? So, at that point, the money that we were making, it was going right to gas, y'all. Because Toledo is a good minute away from Canton. So it's just like, okay, you know, we're not stressing about it, getting a little behind on things. We're like, you know, we're just gonna keep on, you know, going ahead and going in because the revival was blessing us. So it just so happens one of the members of the church, she secured a new job, and Josh was telling her about some of the things that he knew how to do, as far as like, you know, some of the systems and things he knew how to work. So, and she was like, and it wasn't like we trying to get recruited. We was just talking about how we could actually like better the church, like with like video production and stuff like that. And she was like, you know, you sound like a perfect fit for the place that I am at now. Apply for the job on Indeed and call the guy right after you apply, and you'll be right in. So Josh did that. So now you guys, I know we did tell you guys, he has a new job. He is a teacher as well as us working at the church. So that was part of the prophecy being fulfilled. And now, you know, we're just going with the flow for the end of the year. Like, it's crazy. Like, we're just waiting. Whatever God has. So in so many words, our income, it more than doubled. It kind of like quadrupled. So God did more than what he said he was going to do. And it still ain't the end of the year. So. Still not the end of the year. So it's just like, it's so crazy. We're still just, you know, continuing. And whatever God has for us is whatever he has for us. And we're seeking him first in everything. Yeah, like our relationship with God has been growing. And I will say this, Michael Todd said this once before. It was like, if it's your best year spiritually, it's going to be your best year financially. And as the years have been going on, we've been like getting deeper and deeper in God, and our financial situation has been like, you know, going up. So it's just like doing a complete 180. It's crazy, y'all. No more ramen noodles and hot dogs. It's crazy, y'all. So it's just like, that is such a blessing. And I just wanted to share this in the midst of the video. I did write this down. You know, I made like a little, I made bullet points or whatever, but this is specifically what I wanted to say. Sometimes you have to be an example of how glorious God is. So your light has to be so bright that it affects other people. So a lot of times, you know, you're like, oh, why am I going through what I'm going through? Why am I experiencing what I'm experiencing? And that's how we were. Like, y'all, we've been on our knuckles for a very long time, y'all. And I always would say, people always have something to say when you're in the trenches doing God's business, like, period. Because we've been going ham for God, and we really did this whole summer, like, and maybe we did complain a little bit. I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna give you the beat. A little bit, but not once were we ever ungrateful about what it was that we were experiencing, because we were healing, going through things like Josh, you know, healed from some of the things that he was enduring. And it's just like, had he not gone on that journey, I wouldn't have been able to make amends with my dad before he passed. And it's just like, then him passing would have been such a hard thing on Josh had he not been through what he been through and been able to receive what he received during the revival. Okay, speaking of which, since we have already told you we're at a different church, things are totally different. And now we pray a whole hour before our service starts. So, you know, like the intercessory prayer, that's what it's called. You know, people don't do that nowadays, so can't pronounce it. But but yes, praying before service, we pray for a whole hour. And I also challenge myself to, you know, 31 days of prayer and you know, just seeking God, just reading his word, and just trying to fight against my flesh and some of the things that I do that are just kind of like, I mean, they're not like super lazy, but it's just like, I do have some like lazy habits. I and I read my Bible. I read my Bible every day. But then there are some days where I'm like, I may skip a day or something like that. Or I'm like, I want to go to sleep. And I just don't read my Bible. And then I'll read it for like 15 days straight. And then be like, ooh, I'm really tired today, so I'm going to go to sleep. And it's just like, you know, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. So I'm really trying to get what God has for me in this season. And I'm trying to be serious and be intentional. And that's the thing. Like, you have to be intentional when seeking God. And when you're, you know, trying to receive what it is that he has in store for you. So, on day 9, and we were in church, you know, praying. God told me, put me first, and all else shall follow. And at first, you know, sometimes you be like, is God really speaking to me? Do I really even know what I'm talking about? I really don't even know. But that's because Michael gonna try to illegally turn anyway. Because people be doing that all the time. Like, he gonna try to cross over, and it's just like, anyways.
He's gonna end up crossing in front of us.
So, a lot of times I know, sometimes I'm like, I really don't know, like, if that's God or if that's what I told you. I'm really like, I don't know if that's me or if that's God, you know what I'm saying? But this specific time, I did write it down. I wrote it down and what it is, because I'm trying to journal what it is that God is saying to me every day, as well as reading my Bible, my word, all that good stuff. So that's what he said to me that day. And it was crazy because I was like, I don't know if I should write it down. Like, what's that God? Like, I really was fighting myself back and forth, and I was like, but I'm gonna write it down. So I wrote it down, and of course, we had church service, and what happened? Our apostle literally preaching, and that is exactly what came out of his mouth. Like, literally, God is saying the people of his kingdom have to put him first, and all else shall follow. So literally, if you're seeking something in this season, you're lacking in this season, you're just looking for growth, something, whatever you're seeking for in this season, put God first and everything else shall follow. So, yeah, y'all, that's it for today's video. Got anything to say?
God bless.
So yeah, we'll see y'all next week with another video. Don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, join the goals. Gang, gang, gang. We lit over here, and that's on period, sis. If you ain't got no goals, set something, achieve something. The time is now. If you need a message or a memo, it's me. Let's get it done. 2022, we're coming after everything that God has ordained for us, and don't you ever forget it. So yeah, y'all, that's it. Like I said, I'll see y'all next week.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.
Okay. Like Kaden said. Alright, but yeah, bye.